Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and today we're still talking about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness because, well, that movie was just such a, I don't know, it was huge but also not huge at the same time. But I don't know, I want to keep talking about it because I had a video idea, not that I'm totally not stealing from other people because I've seen it and I really like the idea and had some ideas of my own. But I thought it'd be a cool idea to do this, and that is we're going to talk about some of the cameos I wish were in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Because Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, we all thought was going to be this epic, huge event, cameo-filled, cameo at every turn movie, and it was the complete opposite. We had how many cameos was it? 5-ish? And it was all in one scene, and they all, spoiler alert, spoiler alert for Multiverse of Madness, they all die. But, you know, so I wanted to talk about who I thought / wanted to be in the movie. Yeah, spoiler alert for Doctor Strange in Multiverse of Madness. I already said a spoiler, and if that wasn't enough for you and you haven't seen the film, go watch it. You should have seen it by now. Come on, what's wrong with you? Go watch it. Come back after you've seen it because we will be discussing spoilers because of cameos. I mean, if you haven't seen the film by now, well, I mean, how would you avoid spoilers? But yeah. So let's just get started. Now, I want to say, when it comes to the cameos that we did get, I enjoyed them. I thought they were good. I feel like I'm not someone who was like, ugh, this wasn't nearly enough cameos. What the heck? We need way more cameos. This was stupid. I wasn't like that. I mean, I personally feel like they were only there to die, because it was kind of like, hey, we want to have a high body count. We want to have a lot of people die in some extremely, why are you following me? In some extremely violent ways. And since this is a multiverse, let's just get cool cameos to have them be the ones who die in terrible, horrifying ways. But yeah, so let's get started. I'm going to start off with the lame ones, and then I'm going to go on to some of the huge ones. So let's start off with Wong. You're probably thinking, what the heck, Wong is in the movie? I know, but only one version of Wong. How did we travel through the multiverse and only get one Wong? Granted, it was like 2 universes, not counting our own. But we got one. We only had one Wong. I needed multiple Wongs. I needed so many Wongs. But yeah, I wish we got more Wongs. No, we didn't need to see the Wong that was being chased by a clown naked. That would have been horrifying for us as well. We didn't need to see that Wong that our Wong had a dream of. But it would have been nice to see more than just our Wong. At least I think so. And then the next person who I've also wished we saw more of is the Scarlet Witch. We saw 2 of her. We saw our, if you count our version, because we have our version, plus we had the 838. Is that the universe that they went to, the Illuminati world? We also had her, that Wanda, but she also didn't do much. She wasn't there for very long. And even in the time she was on screen, she was being controlled by our Wanda because of daywalking. So I mean, it was okay. I wish we got more Wandas. You know what I was really hoping for? I was really hoping going into the film, I was like, this is the Multiverse of Madness. We have to have a Scarlet Witch versus Scarlet Witch fight. I had a theory actually going into the film. I didn't share it on my YouTube channel that I know of. But I had a theory going into the film that I thought that our Wanda was going to be a villain, and we were going to run into another version of Wanda who would be a good guy, and we would get this awesome, epic Scarlet Witch versus Scarlet Witch fight, but our Wanda would end up killing that Wanda, showing that our Scarlet Witch is not only just the strongest in our universe, but she's the strongest in the multiverse as well. That didn't happen. We did get another Wanda, but she didn't do a whole lot. I wish we would have seen more Wandas. But I guess that's okay, because it didn't really fit the story. But it would have been cool. But you know who else would have been cool to see, or at least mentioned? Vision. I mean, come on. How... She like just forgot about Vision and someone else who I'll get to later. How did you just forget about Vision when you lost him 3 times? You killed him, and then you had to watch him die in front of you, and then you had to watch him die in front of you again. So I'm kind of surprised they didn't even mention Vision, but it would have been cool to either see White Vision or just another dimension Vision, like 838 Wanda. I think the Illuminati Wanda. Where was her Vision? Did she not have a Vision? Did her Vision pass away as well, or was she married to someone else? Because like who are those kids' father? Is it not Vision in that universe? And if it is, where is he? I just thought it would be nice to see at least a mention of Vision I understand maybe him showing up wouldn't have fit into the story that we saw, but they could at least mention him. And same thing goes for the next person too, because that would be none other than her brother, Quicksilver, Pietro Maximoff. Like, come on. So does she no longer care about her brother and husband, or what? Because that seems kind of crazy to me. I was personally hoping, once again, that we would get to see Peter Maximoff from the X-Men universe, like the actual version, and then make kind of like a joke, like how like Ralph from WandaVision meet Peter Maximoff from the X-Men films and be like, huh, you look very familiar.
President Bear.
I think that would have been awesome. I was hoping they would do something like that, but they didn't. They didn't do anything with Quicksilver. They didn't even mention Pietro, even though she fought Ultron bots, and I thought she liked Pietro. I guess not. She doesn't like her brother no more, I guess. She only cared about getting her kids, not her brother or her husband, but, you know, whatever. But now let's move on to some other characters that you probably would also be more excited to see. And one of those people would be none other than Uato the Watcher, played by Jeffrey Wright from What If. I mean, I think it would have been awesome if he just had a cameo. I don't think he'd have a big part because he's supposed to be a Watcher. But, I mean, still, it would have been awesome to see him. They're dealing with the multiverse. He was dealing with the multiverse and What If. I was hoping we'd see him, but we didn't. A live-action Jeffrey Wright Watcher would have been cool. Or animated. They could have kept him animated if they really wanted to. But they didn't. And another cameo I would like to see also from What If are the Marvel Zombies. Technically, in a way, we did get zombie Doctor Strange, but it wasn't the zombie Doctor Strange that we thought we were going to get. And even though based on the trailers, we thought we were going to get zombie Wanda, we didn't get that either. And it was a horror movie, so they could have easily had those zombies come into live action and have more zombies than just that zombie Strange that, in a way, wasn't even zombie Strange. It was our Doctor Strange controlling a corpse of another Doctor Strange, a superior Strange, but, you know, whatever. And because I would have liked to see anybody officially from What If, honestly. Because we did get Captain Carter, but she wasn't the one from the What If show. Yes, we got an evil Doctor Strange, but not the one from the What If show. We all thought that What If was going to have to be a must-watch going into Multiverse of Madness because we were going to get cameos of them in the Multiverse of Madness. You don't. You could have ignored What If you wanted to for this film, and I think that was kind of stupid. Like, you're like, oh, because people are already like, I'm gonna skip it, it's animated. And Marvel's like, no, don't skip it just because it's animated. You want Multiverse of Madness, don't you? You gotta watch this. No, you don't. Because the Captain Carter we see has none of the memories of What If because it's not the same version. Same thing for Evil Doctor Strange. They should have done something, I feel like. But they didn't, and I guess that's okay. Now let's get into some crazier ones. The ones that would have been awesome and probably would have gotten the whole theater cheering and clapping, but they didn't happen, and some of them I know wouldn't happen no matter how badly we wanted to. But let's start off with one I think would be kind of cool. That it would be to see Tom Hiddleston, but not playing Loki, playing Thor. I think that would have been cool to see because if you don't know, Tom Hiddleston actually originally auditioned to play Thor. Not Loki, and they were like, yeah, no, we don't want you to be Thor, but we think we have another role for you that would fit you great. And that ended up being Loki. I think it would have been kind of cool to have him show up as Thor. I'm not sure how much sense it would have made or how they could have fit it into the story, besides it just being a pointless cameo. Like, I don't know how they could have fit it in to make sense, unless they connect it to the Loki TV show, seeing how it would be somewhat connected, because that also has to deal with timelines and multiverse and stuff like that. But I think it would have been so cool to see him as Thor, just because that's what he originally auditioned to play as. Another person I think would have been cool because, let's be honest, this person probably most likely also exists in the Illuminati's world, and that is Emily Blunt as the Invisible Woman. I think that would have been cool to see, just because it's like, you already have John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic. You already hinted at that he has a wife and kids. And we all know, us comic book fans all know that his wife is the Invisible Woman. How cool would it have been to have seen her show up, played by Emily Blunt, since that's what everyone wanted. And I think, you know what would be cool, but I'm not sure, I don't think they would have done it. if there was an end credit scene showing Emily Blunt's Invisible Woman, where she's like, oh my gosh, my husband's dead, this Scarlet Witch, she's gotta die. We have to take down the Scarlet Witch, she's evil. Because they don't know that their Scarlet Witch is fine. She's got powers, yes, but she's not crazy. She's just, from what we see, we could be completely wrong, maybe we just didn't see everything. But from what we see, there's nothing to worry about with their Wanda. She has powers, but she's just taking care of her family. So that would create such a good conflict to have Emily Blunt's Invisible Woman be like, we have to take down Wanda because she's a psycho. She killed my husband. She killed my kid's father. We have to take her down. And then have this huge conflict where it's like she's trying to take down this Wanda who's innocent because she doesn't know that the Wanda who killed her husband is from a different universe and supposedly, air quotes, dead. I don't think so. I hope not. If they are, they're dumb. But that's a topic for another video. But I think that would have been cool to see. And you know what else would have been cool to see? And they actually originally had it planned, and a lot of people thought it was going to happen, and that is Tom Cruise as Iron Man. I mean, everybody was thinking this because, again, for any of you who don't know, Tom Cruise was one of the original people they were looking at to play Iron Man all the way back in before 2008, actually. When they were making the first Iron Man, they were looking at Tom Cruise to possibly be him. Everyone was like, oh yeah, this is going to be a movie. Tom Cruise shows up as Iron Man. And then we found out some sort of like interview or something that they actually wanted a Tom Cruise Iron Man cameo, but because of scheduling conflicts, they couldn't even write that into the script because it couldn't have been done because Tom Cruise is busy doing like Mission Impossible and Top Gun 2 for Multiverse of Madness. But yeah, I think it would have been awesome to see him, especially because in the comic books, the Illuminati has Iron Man on its roster. So it would have been, they could have completed the complete comic book roster with Tom Cruise as Iron Man, but they didn't, and that's okay. Now, another character that would have been awesome to see, but I know they haven't. I thought I heard they actually approached him, and he said no. And that is none other than the Wolverine, played by Hugh Jackman. He would have been awesome to see, and he would have made, at least me, probably the whole theater, but at least me go nuts seeing him on screen. Because it would have been awesome to see. Now, yes, his story was perfectly ended in Logan, but so was Patrick Stewart's Professor X. So what they did was they didn't make it the version from the X movies. They made it the version from a different universe with no connections to the X-Men movies at all. Now, at least that we know of. Now, they could have done that for the Wolverine as well. They could have had Hugh Jackman play a character that had no relation to the X-Men movies at all. It was a completely different character. But yeah, that would have been cool to see. And I also kind of would have wanted any cameos from the X-Men films to actually be from the X-Men universe, but that didn't happen, which I guess was okay. But you know someone who would have shown up and would have totally been awesome because he would have broken the fourth wall, being like mentioning the multiverse in the two different studios. It would have been awesome. That is none other than Gwenpool. Nah, I'm just kidding. I mean Deadpool, played by Ryan Reynolds. I mean, dude, what if Gwenpool showed up as well? That would be awesome. Imagine if Gwenpool and Deadpool met in Multiverse of Madness. That would have been madness. Like, then the title would have been true. If Deadpool and Gwenpool met, that'd be awesome. But no, we're focusing on Deadpool for now. Because I think, come on, this would have been awesome to have him show up. It would have been hilarious and awesome. Plus, I know there was a huge thing going around that people supposedly found him in the Multiverse of Madness 1 poster. Ended up just being to see our eyes playing tricks on us because of how badly we wanted Deadpool in the movie. It wasn't real. People just saw what they wanted to see. I mean, I will be honest though, I didn't see it at all until it was pointed out to me. Then I was like, then I could not see it. So you know, but I had a feeling that they wouldn't have put Deadpool on the poster. But yeah, I think it would have been awesome to see Deadpool come in, especially because he totally would have broken the fourth wall with the whole multiverse and two different studios and all that stuff. I thought it would be awesome, but they didn't do that, and I guess it's okay. It makes sense for the story. Plus, maybe they wanted to keep him out of these PG-13 Marvel movies, but I doubt it because they made Once Upon a Deadpool, so you know. And there's one other person I have very mixed feelings after seeing the movie. When going into the movie, I really wanted him to be in the film. After seeing the entire, almost every cameo died, makes me glad we didn't see him. And that is none other than Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. And I'll tell you why I really wanted this. Because not only did we just see him in No Way Home, which was awesome, by the way, but also this movie is directed by Sam Raimi. I thought it would have been awesome if we got Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man paired back with Sam Raimi. It would have been awesome. And I feel like there was a huge missed opportunity with this film. In Spider-Man 2, if you remember, there was a Doctor Strange reference where, coming out with things for Doc Ock, the guy mentions Doctor Strange, and JJ goes, "That's awesome, but it's taken." They should have visited Tobey Maguire's world, not only have a Tobey Maguire cameo, but also have a cameo from that Doctor Strange that was mentioned back in Spider-Man 2. That would have been awesome, but they didn't do that. I feel like that was a huge missed opportunity. But okay. But the reason why I have mixed feelings now after seeing the film is because he probably would have died, and if they killed him off, I would sue Marvel. If they killed him off, I would have not been happy. I probably would hate the movie. It'd probably be my least favorite movie of all time, just because they killed off Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. But I mean, they also faked this out in Spider-Man No Way Home by faking to kill him, which I'm so glad it was fake, even though it kind of felt like it was just there to have people gasp for no reason. I'm still glad it was fake because I wouldn't have wanted him to die. I would have been super upset if they killed him. Especially if they killed him off in the way they killed off the other Illuminati. If they were to give him like this heroic ending, then I'd be a bit more like, okay, that makes sense. I'm happy. I can accept this. But if they had him die the way the rest of the Illuminati did, I would have hated it so much. This is me while I'm editing. I also want to mention that I think Magik, played by Anya Taylor-Joy, also would have been a great cameo. Not only would it connect to the X-Men world, but also they're fighting while Magik, so it would have been awesome to see her and Scarlet Witch. I think that would have been a great fight, and they're two of my favorite characters, so it would have been awesome. But I would have been super upset if they killed her off, because I think she's a great character, and I would love to see more of her, and I would hate it if they killed her off. But I know it will never happen. And I also think Anya Taylor-Joy is the perfect Magik, and it also helped set up the Midnight Suns, like I mentioned in my last video. But yeah, those are the main cameos I personally wish we would have gotten. Again, I'm not disappointed by the fact that we didn't have any cameos, or we did have cameos. I'm not disappointed by the fact that we had very little cameos, but I do feel like they were just there to die, and I feel like we could have gotten more Multiverse Madness if they really tried. At least visit one other world, or at the very least give us another Wong and another Wanda. I thought that would have been awesome. Imagine a Scarlet Witch versus Scarlet Witch fight. That would have been the coolest thing ever, I think. But we didn't get that, but I guess that's okay. And I need more what-if characters. That way, it would actually give you a reason to watch the animated show. But yeah, what about you guys? What cameos did you wish or hope that we were going to get in the film that eventually didn't end up happening? Again, I thought the cameos that we did get were cool, but they could have been cooler. At least I think so. But then again, John Krasinski's Mr. Fantastic as well as Black Bolt were awesome. And so is Professor X. But yeah, I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments down below what cameos you would have liked. If you like this video, please like. If you want to see more videos like this, please start hitting the subscribe button, hit the notification button so you know when I post live. I review Multiverse of Madness, spoiler free and spoiler filled. I've also done TV reviews like WandaVision, and I've done a video somewhat similar to this where I talked about Midnight Suns' possible lineup. So check that out too. Thanks so much for coming to watch, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye.